it's you. Welcome to Armstrong and Getty Cribs. I'm Dominic. Come into my crib.
From choreography, Tony Burnham, an overweight character actor in his 20s. He remembered immediately from Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. Tony thought of Haim as his boyfriend. I still thought, erroneously and ridiculously, that because Haim wanted it, the abuse was not Tony's fault. And then in September of 2016, Corey Haim's friend of 20 years, Greg Harrison, named Dominick brasscia.
We met in an acting class. There was a famed casting director by the name of Bobby Hoffman. He cast Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, all of ABC soap operas, and we met in an acting class.
As we walk in, we go to our left here. This is the living room section. Why do I feel feminine while I'm doing this? I feel like a girl. Yes, here we relax with the day and relax on my nice leather couches, and we watch TV. Very, very nice.
Fancy.
Fancy, smancy, very comfortable.
And all the other kids in the acting class were all auditioning, and we were auditioning, we were getting small roles and all that. But we were walking around telling people we were going to produce a movie.
Right.
And I ran into Charlie Sheen. At an audition. And Joe D'Augusto, who used to cast Star Trek, was telling me how they don't have any fat people on Star Trek, because in the future everyone's thin. So me and Charlie Sheen are sitting there, before Charlie Sheen was a big star, and I'm telling Charlie Sheen, listen, Charlie, me and Stephen Bale are going to be producing movies. So if you see anything in Dramalog or the Variety, you call, because me and Stephen want to put you in a movie. And that was Charlie Sheen.
This before he had done anything.
This is before he did anything.
Absolutely.
What a nice guy I am.
Yeah.
This is one of the movies I've directed.
Ooh.
That's up on the wall for people to see.
Hollywood.
And as we walk over here, you'll notice here's a picture of me for Friday the 13th, Part 5.
Yeah.
Hi, Vic.
Get lost.
Come on, don't be like that. I'm going to help you with the wood today. And anyway, I got 2 chocolate bars, see? Don't tell the girls. You know, Vic, before I came here, I never had anything to do, me being an orphan and all. People always teased me about sitting around like some kind of pig or something. But here it's different. I can help others and do a lot of things. You know something? I really love it here.
I hate it.
You know, to be perfectly honest with you, I never really chopped wood before, but it certainly looks like fun.
Leave me alone!
Here, Vic, want a bite? Here, I'll just put it over here. And later on, when you're hungry, you can have it. Well, if that's the way you feel, forget it, Vic. Just forget it. But I think you're really out of line. Now let's move into the dining room area. This is the dining room area.
Wow, that was a quick move.
Yes.
Quick walk.
This is my table where we sit down and have wonderful dinners.
Do you actually sit and eat?
No. And that's a picture of me from the radio. This is what I consider my my work area.
This is where the magic happens.
This is where I do my work on the show. Sometimes when I come early and I sit here and I think, what could we do for Armstrong and Getty to make the show even better?
Is that where you look at porn and wank it?
Yes. And if you come over here, here's where we put our jackets.
Wow.
Notice, see, I don't like hanging my jacket, so what I did is, get a close-up here,
Yeah.
I made a hook.
Whoa.
See that?
You're like Bob Vila.
Howard Weiss, I think we got 2,500.
What happened with Howard, and it was a real great motivation for us to start. So Stephen and I, we didn't have really enough money to get started.
And Howard played?
Howard played Mr. Burns,
Right.
the real estate agent. He was a magazine publisher. He published a lot of these teen magazines, and he was always at all the Hollywood parties. And before we were totally committed to making this movie, He said to me, I'm going to tell you a secret. And I said, what is it? He said, I always wanted to be an actor, so I would love to be in a film. And he was like, well, you're friends with Stephen Baio. They do Happy Days. Is there any way you can get me an audition for Happy Days?
Right.
I was like, no. He said, I would love to be in a film. And I told him about the project we were doing. He said to me, if I put in, let's say, a very large amount of money, he mentioned the sum, could I be in it?
Right.
And I was like, Howard, if you put that money in, call Stephen and said, we have all the money we need, Stephen, because we have our investing, parents investing, friends investing, and the magazine publisher wants to put a lot of money in, but he wants a role in it.
Howard Weiss, yeah.
Weiss? That's kind of weird, because that does sound like another convicted pedophile from Hollywood. You know, Martin Weiss. This guy. Martin Paul Weiss. Also known as Maximilian Weiss. Paul Weiss or Martin Weiss. But I've been trying to connect Howard Weiss and Martin Weiss to see if, like, maybe they're related. I haven't gotten that far yet. If anybody wants to dig into that, feel free, please. It also stood out to me that Howard Weiss was the editor and publisher of some teen magazines and went to all the Hollywood parties. And he has the same last name as a convicted Hollywood pedophile.
There are thousands of people out there, Matt, who have this information. Any one of those child actors that went to the teenage soda pop clubs with me when I was a kid know who those people are and the people who ran it. Anybody can go back through history and look at the teen magazines and say, what was the name of that venue they were all promoting and who ran that venue and who endorsed it?
You've said,
well, Howard Weiss now is a travel agent, so... But if you look into it a little bit, it gets even a little bit weirder. So in 1982, Howard Weiss became the editor of Teen Beat magazine. It eventually went under, and he started Teen Machine. Then he changed it to Teen Set. And then it gets even maybe a little bit weirder. Picture this. Topless Hunks for Teen Girls, September 1st, 1985. This is in the Chicago Tribune. In case you haven't looked at any teen magazines aimed at teenage girls lately, you may be in for a bit of a shock. Currently being featured on newsstands all over the country, it's a magazine called Topless Hunks. It's being marketed for girls between the ages of 11 and 16. Topless Hunks features page after page of color photographs of male TV stars, movie stars, and singers with their shirts off. The male stars are folks like Matthew Broderick, Chris Atkins, Tom Howell, Rob Lowe. I spoke with the editor-publisher of Topless Hunks. His name is Howard Weiss, and he is the man who provided the information that the audience for the magazine is 11 to 16-year-old girls. The young girls think it's sexy to see these guys with their shirts off, Weiss said. I used to teach high school. That's when I found out what young people today are like. They have a real knowledge and sophistication of what's going on out there. Their attitudes on everything, the drugs, the sex, are very advanced.
and we agreed to that. The day, like a month before now we start to work on this, so we got to get all the money.
Right.
Stephen calls me and says, did you get the money from Howard? And I said, well, let me call him. And I said, can I get your money so we can put it in the bank and we're making the movie we're studying? He said, can you come down to the office? I went to the office and he said to me, I had big problems in stock exchange. I lost all the money I was going to put in the movie. But the good news is, I will still star in your movie.
I have a lot of Diet Cokes.
Whoa.
So, and I bought 3 more, so
Right.
let's put them in.
The bachelor lifestyle.
It won't go in.
That's what she said.
Hey, that's my line.
We had offered a 3-picture deal. Problem is, they wanted Evil Laugh for free. They just wanted to take the distribution rights for free.
Big studio?
It was a company called Vestron, which was an independent. Remember Vestron?
License to Drive.
License to Drive.
Tons of films.
But they wanted Evil Laugh for free, and we had our money in it. You know, we wanted that money back, and they were going to give us $300,000 to 2 other pictures, so $600,000 total. We wound up turning that deal down. So we got a little action from that film, but it wasn't exactly what we wanted.
Right.
This is a producer's diploma
What? From who?
from the
Alan Combs.
no, from the Hollywood Film Institute.
Oh, I thought you meant radio.
No, this is television. That's film.
The real producing.
Now let's go into the bathroom.
This is where you duty.
This is where I go to the bathroom.
This is where you poopy?
I have it very convenient. I get up in the morning and
Superman?
this is where I do my nose hair.
So in our film, when we have the characters just sitting there talking about all the children were dead, and we're building up to this. As a matter of fact, we went a real long time in the original cut before our first murder.
And this is where the magic happens.
This is it. This is where I relax.
This is where all the ladies.
If you'll notice, the windows are blocked out with tinfoil
Yeah, that's normal.
We go to sleep at 4 or 5. Here's where I put another hanger, another nail.
Ooh.
My robe is there. I thought my mom looked like Betty Boop because she had big eyes. We all have big eyes in the family. So she gave me this, and she autographed it here. It says, "Love always, Mom."
Oh, yeah.
And so, even though it's like, I still keep it because it's like, reminds me of her. Now, the bed here is very expensive. This bed is a little higher than normal. By the way, I got the mattresses at Sleep Train. And so, this is a sort of astronaut bed. Okay.
Put my laser dart about where I want it, and
Stop! Okay, tomatoes. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, what did you do? I didn't want you to do it. That was like the worst pain I ever had in my life. Don't you never do that again, okay? Okay. Ah! Stop it! Stop it, please. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Fucking stoned.
Okay, thank you, Dominick Brasscia.